Welcome to the Winning in Business podcast. I'm your host, Kelli Risse, and I love talking to business professionals, leaders, and entrepreneurs who are winning in business. Are you ready to reach your next level of success? If so, join us on the Winning in Business podcast as I interview entrepreneurs, business professionals, and leaders who share how they've risen to success. Before we begin, go ahead, hit subscribe and the notification button so you'll be notified each time a new episode is released. Plug in and settle in. You're about to be inspired to rise up to your next level of success. I'm Kelli Risse, host of the Winning in Business podcast, and today I am here by myself. I know that most of the people that I have on my podcast are making sure that everything is done this last week before the holidays, before they take off. And so I decided to go with this one by myself. So today we're going to talk about navigating stress through the holidays. And really, this can be any busy time of year, but I'm going to specifically focus on the holidays. And we know that we're going to be, as a business owner, right? I need to make sure that all my work is completed before I take off. I want to make sure all my clients, their needs are handled, as well as making sure that everything is ready for the celebrations that I'll be doing at my home and going to other people's. So I like to look at it as there are two challenges right now that we can face. One is people challenges, right? And when we are dealing with all different kinds of people, right? Family and family gatherings, your holiday parties, whether they be for your kids, whether they be at work, whatever holiday parties you're going to, and then long lines with strangers. So the way I look at people challenges is sometimes those can be mentally and emotionally draining. And so here's the things that we need to think about when we think about people. First of all, it's okay to disagree, agree to disagree in a very respectful manner, because it is okay for everyone to have their own beliefs. And if we think about it, there's a whole lot of gray area in the beliefs, right? It doesn't really mean that one is right or wrong. It's just these are the beliefs. So consider that. Also, set boundaries on the amount of time you want to spend at events. And so this way you can, one, organize your calendar accordingly. Two, you know how much mental and emotional energy you want to put into an event. And if it's not very much, then only plan to be there 30 minutes to an hour. And then I think this is one of the biggest ones. Remember that everyone is doing the best with the tools they have. And so instead of judging or even comparing, we can accept people for who they are and not take it personally, right? Like, we don't need to be taking on someone else's energy or someone else's problems, or even the comparison of us feeling like we're not enough, doing enough when we look at somebody else. We do not need to take that on. So everyone is doing the best they can with the tools they have, and that includes you. The other challenge that I look at is the doing challenge. Now, often the doing challenge can be the physical draining part, right? Because this is where our calendars are packed from the time we get up to the time we go to bed of just things that we are doing. And right now, because it's such a busy season, we are cramming in things at every little minute of the day. So here's what I suggest. Make your to-do list and then decide, what are you going to do? What can you delegate? And what can be deleted or let go? Don't overthink it. Make the decisions quickly and trust your gut. Delegate. You're going to want to delegate the easy tasks, the tasks that you don't take a lot of explanation, the tasks that someone is totally capable of to do. And if that means hiring the neighbor kid to wrap your presents, who cares if there's a white bow or a red bow? The presents just need to be wrapped. If your kids can clean, then delegate them to clean. Maybe not every nook and cranny will get the dust out, but I'm sure it could be sufficient enough where your house looks good if you don't have a cleaning person. If you do have a cleaning person, get them in this week so your house can be cleaned for you. Doing anything that you are doing, prioritize your list and give yourself deadlines, right? Because really we have X amount of time left. So just like you give yourself deadlines at work, really there needs to be deadlines on the things that you need to do to get accomplished. There are certain things that you can do Christmas Eve at midnight, such as wrap presents if you need to, but you can't always be out shopping, right? So just really get things prioritized and where they need to be on your calendar. I know that's a no-brainer, but just think about what that needs to look like, schedule it all out. And then again, delete what is not serving you or your family. Sometimes there's a lot of traditions and we feel so obligated that we have to keep the traditions going. And sometimes our kids don't even care. Like, it's not even a priority to them. Like, they don't even care if it happens or not happens, right? Now, if it's something your family loves, you all enjoy, it just brings such delight. Of course, keep those traditions. It's sometimes the ones that we keep doing that really I don't know, y'all, have you felt that obligation to do things? And then you're like, why am I doing this? So those are the ones that really analyze, think about, and quickly decide yes or no, like delete it if it's not serving your family, get rid of it. And you know what? Sometimes when we release certain traditions, we would release certain things that we need to do, it creates space to do more fun and exciting things. The other thing, so most of you are going to have shopping, cooking, wrapping on your list. Have your headphones, your the Apple ones. Can't think of what they're called right now. Listen to a podcast, music. If you're out shopping, and if you have kids, especially little kids, and you're out shopping by yourself, oh my gosh, change your mindset, because that is alone time. Right? That is time where you are not having to see if kids are following directions. Like, it is just you. So I really shift your mindset on that. Shift your mindset around wrapping and cooking, because those can be very therapeutic, right? If you're wrapping presents, put on your favorite Christmas movie or not Christmas movie, and just think about it as therapy. Sometimes doing those repeated tasks of wrapping and taping can be very therapeutic for us. It can be considered your self-care time. So can cooking. Also, focus on one task at a time. Multitasking literally is a distraction, and it distracts us from each single item we're doing, right? So I don't know, have you ever done this before? Baking cookies, and then you're over wrapping presents, and then the next thing you know, the cookies are burning or not getting done because you're so involved in wrapping the presents, or you leave the presents and the dog comes and eats the bows and blah, 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 because you were over dealing with the cookies. Stop multitasking. Focus on one thing at a time. The only multitasking I am kind of a proponent of is listening to something. Like, if you're wrapping, you can listen to something, right? Listen to a podcast. I mean, technically that's kind of multitasking. I don't really consider it that. But most importantly, think about who you want to be. Who do you want to be as we move into the last week before the holidays? Do you want to be stressed, overreacting, on edge, like the crazy person? Or do you want to be joyful, calm, focused, and present? The choice is yours. And if you become intentional with who you want to be, what you focus on will grow. Okay. So if you are thinking about being calm, you are going to be finding calm experiences throughout, right? So focus on who you want to be. And then your brain will be looking for situations where oh, now is the time for you to be present. It will be recalling those words for you. I also highly recommend that you take the words that you want to be: joyful, calm, focused, present, whatever words those are for you. And I suggest you put them in the reminder app, put them in your calendar app so that they pop up a couple times a day, and you can remind yourself, oh yes, this next week that's super busy, I am going to be joyful, calm, focused, and present. And when that reminder comes up, it is just another signal to the brain so that you can start focusing on that intention. As always, breathe. Just remember, stop and breathe. Anytime we stop and breathe, we connect back to being present, right? So if our mind is wandering, we're start getting anxious and overwhelmed, couple things. Number one, pause and break it down. Overwhelm is just the project is too big and it needs to be broken down into smaller pieces. What can be broken down? That goes back to what can you delegate? What can you what do you need to do and how does it need to be prioritized, or what can you delete? So overwhelm is just break it down. And if you start feeling the anxiousness of everything, pause, return back to your breathing and go, oh, hang on a minute. How can I break something down? Or what do I need right now? Y'all, sometimes we just need a break. We just need to like the breathing break. We need to go grab a drink of water. We need to get up from what we're doing. We just need a very small break. Sometimes some fresh air, even if it's cold, you're, living in a colder area like I am. Sometimes just that burst of fresh air even like energizes us. So those are a couple things to help you minimize stress as we move into the holidays. And I want you to have a fabulous week next week. And I look forward to seeing you on the next Winning in Business. Have a great one. Thank you for being a part of the Winning in Business podcast. If you've enjoyed this episode and want to rise up to your next level of success, but are worried about increased stress, time for work and yourself and your family, not to mention being exhausted, I'd like to invite you to a complimentary strategy call where I'll show you how you can do it all. I'll help you reclaim time, keep your sanity, handle the chaos with ease, and move to the next level of success that you deserve and desire. I hope you found value in listening today. Please always leave your comments, feedback, or questions. We check them all. I want you to continue winning in business and reach your next level of success. See you next time.